What's up, y'all? It's your boy Cire here, and I guess I'm back again with another CireTalks video. I guess that's what I'm gonna call the series. I think this is number 4, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, today is gonna be a little bit different than the past 3 videos. I'm not just gonna be talking about a random topic. Actually, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story from my sophomore year of high school. Anyways, if I remember correctly, this is about 3 years ago, and it's about the time that I locked my mom's keys in her car. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, I got African parents, so for the average person, you know what I'm saying, with, not really that strict parents, not really that scary parents, they probably like, that's not even that bad. I've done that a few times, but it's nothing. But I got African parents, so this is really a traumatizing event for me. But anyways, let's cut the chit chat and get straight into the story. So like I said, this is sophomore year. I'm like 15, 16. I think I'm like 15, about to turn 16. It was about the same time of the year as now, like February, March-ish. It was like right after winter, so like the snow had melted a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's starting to get a little bit warmer outside. People are starting to come out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So one of the main friends that I was hanging out with at the time, I'm not gonna say his real name for, like confidentiality reasons, but we'll call him Nate. One of the main friends I was hanging out with at the time, his name was Nate, right? So we were in choir together, we were in theater together, we were just basically just homies, like that we had just, I think I'd met him in Avid, but like we were just homies at the time. This was like my guy, my main guy I was hanging out with. But like I said, we were 15, 16, and we were youngins at the time, but we were trying to set up a 2-man basically. And you're jit, you're 15, 16, we're jit at the time, you know what I'm saying? And when you're 15, 16, you're horny as fuck. Like, if you saying you wasn't horny at 15 or 16, you're lying. I'm sorry, but you're lying. I mean, yeah, we were young, we were impressionable teenagers in high school, so we was trying to get active. I'm not gonna lie, we was trying to get active. So basically, the girl I was talking to at the time, her name, we're not gonna say her real name, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want her to see this video and be like, yo, you put my name out there, da, da, da. But yeah, we're just gonna call her Z. And basically, yeah, she had a friend that Nate was talking to at the time, and her name was Jess. We're gonna call her Jess, right? So one week, you know what I'm saying, we're sitting in choir, we're talking, we're like, yo, you're talking to Z. He's like, yo, you're talking to Z. I'm talking to Jess. They're both friends. We're both friends. You know what I'm saying? Let's set a little 2-man mission. You know what I'm saying? At the time, me and Z had never really hung out outside of school, right? We just see each other at school, and then we get home and we text each other or whatever. We talk to each other outside of school, but we never hung out outside of school, right? So my little horny, impressionable ass was like, bet, let's do it. Let's go. I'm on go mode, right? So we figured out the plan or whatever. We're like, yo, Friday after school, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go home, shower, whatever. You're gonna get your car. I'm gonna get my car, and we're both gonna go pick them up and hang out or whatever. I'm basically fresh into getting my license, right? This is like, I got my license in like December, somewhere around there, right? And this is like February, March, around that time, like I said, right? So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I could get the whip ski now, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking the whip a few places, so I'm just like, yo, the girls they gonna mess with this, you know what I'm saying? We're sophomores, they're freshmen. They probably ain't never got picked up before like that, you know what I'm saying? So I get home from school, right? Get home from school, I come inside, whenever I'm about to ask my parents something, I just act like it's a normal day. I don't even like give the hint that I'm about to ask him something, right? This is where I fumbled the bag, right? I waited till the day of to ask my parents for the whip because I didn't have a car yet. So I had to ask for, the whip. So I waited till the day of, and like I said, I came home, acted, pretending like everything was normal. And then I went upstairs. Nate calls me. He's like, yo, when are we going to link? You know what I'm saying? You just drive over here, and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll link, and then we'll go and pick up the girls and we'll go hang out, right? So I'm a little finesse, you know what I'm saying? I know how to get out the deal, so I thought I was smooth with it. So I go downstairs, you know what I'm saying? I finally work up the courage. I go downstairs. I'm like, yo, mom, pops, me and Nate are finna hang out. Is it okay if I take the car, right? Like when your parents give you that look, and like, when it takes them a little bit too long to respond to what you asked for, it's probably gonna be a no. That's exactly what happened. Like, my mom just looked at me and she's like, what? And I'm just like, my heart just sinks. I'm just like, nah, bro, we already told the bitches to play it. Like, you're fumbling the bag right now, mom. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? I just waited out. She's like, why you want to use my car? I'm like, me and Nate are finna hang out. So we had like already planned this. Like, so is it cool if we go hang out? She's like, no. I'm like, why, mom? Like, why? We already planned this. Da, da, da. She's like, why didn't you tell me about this? I was like, I don't know. I thought it would be okay if I could take the car. And she's just like, no. And I just keep kind of, there's like that little limit, like boundary of like where you could ask more and like try to get a reason out of them. But like if you ask too much, like now you just piss them off. So I didn't want to get to that level of pissing them off, right? So like both my parents are there. My dad is watching all this unfold. And eventually I'm like, yo, I don't want to make my mom even more mad. So I just forfeit, you know what I'm saying? I wave the white flag and I forfeit, right? So if you're a finesser like me, you know what I'm saying? If you know how to get out the deal, this is a last second technique that you gotta do if you ask for something and they say no. And like I said, I was in theater, so I already knew how to act, right? So instantly I just put the saddest face on my face, you know what I'm saying, that I could put on. And I just did like this slow, like sad walk back towards my room up the stairs. And I'm walking up the stairs. I get halfway up the stairs. My dad's like, EJ, come back. Inside my head, I'm like, yes, we got it. My dad calls me back. I turn around, right? But you know what I'm saying? Don't smile because it's gonna make them seem like you had planned this the whole time. You still gotta look sad. So I'm keeping a straight face, right? My dad's like, I usually don't go against what your mom says, but I'm gonna let you, take the car. But, this isn't just something that is just gonna happen every time, right? Like, this is a school night, you gotta make sure you're on top of your stuff. But I'm gonna let you take the car out this one time. So I'm just like, yes, pops plugged. And this doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you know what I'm saying, it's perfect timing. So, you know what I'm saying, I run upstairs. I tell him everything. I'm like, yo, Nate, I almost fumbled the bag. We almost had to cancel, but I finessed it. At the end, I finessed it. So he's like, bet, come through. I'm like, I bet. Hop in the shower instantly. Take a quick, 10, 15 minute scrub down. Because, hey, things might be happening tonight. You know what I'm saying? I want to be clean for it. I want to be smelling fresh. I throw the cologne on, put on a nice little fit. Grab the keys. And you already know my mom whips a Beamer. So I'm saying, I'm grabbing that mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? I head out the crib. I drive over to Nate's. He does dance and stuff. So I drive over to his dance studio. So I go in his dance studio and we're just hanging out in the little room or whatever, the little office or whatever that he has in there. So we're just chilling in there. We're just waiting for the girls to tell us they're ready. So eventually we get that text. They're like, oh, we're ready. So instantly, boom, we hop in the car and we go drive over to her house. So when I say her house, I mean Z's house. So they're both at Z's house because, like I said, they're friends. They be hanging out. And this is probably maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. So we pick them up, and we're just like, what y'all want to do? They don't really know, so I just came up with the bright decision, let's go get boba. There's a boba place by where I was living at the time. So I'm like, let's go get boba. So, you know what I'm saying? We split up. We're each in each other's car. And like I said, I'm a jit. So all the riz that I have now, I had no riz. Like, I was nervous. I did not know what to say. I was just trying to be funny, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? That usually kind of works out for me, just trying to be funny. So I'm driving. We're both whipping our cars, and I'm just trying to rizz her up as best as I can. But I know it was probably cringy at the time because I was a square. Matter of fact, before I even continue the story, let me show y'all a picture of what I looked like at the time. Aha, very funny. I know I look like a square. You don't need to tell me that. But anyways, back to the story. So, I'm whipping the car, and we're going down, whatever. We get the teacup. We go inside. We order our boba, and we're just chilling. We're just talking, right? I'm starting to realize, I'm like, Shorty do not really be acting the way she be doing, you know what I'm saying? The way she be doing over them texts, right? Anyway, she was looking good. Like, I was like, yo, she got the yachts on her today, you know what I'm saying? She was wearing the leggings, whatever, a little crop top, whatever. I was like, damn. But anyways, I'm like, yo, she's a little bit more reserved, a little bit more calm. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Let me just chill out. I don't want to come off too abrasive because she's a little bit shy right now. So we're probably in, you know what I'm saying? We're probably in the boba spot for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, right? We're not in there too long because that wasn't really a hangout spot. So we're just we just make the decision let's just leave. So we get out of the place, right? And we just decide to go back to the cars. So yeah, me and Nate are like, let's just go back to the cars and we're just gonna chill. So we're back at the cars, right? We're all sitting in the whip I was driving, right? So we're all 4 of us are in there. We're listening to some music, we're chilling, and then Nate's just like, he kind of throws the oop up there for me to dunk, you know what I'm saying? He throws the oop up there, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? It's like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna go back to my car real quick. So he heads back to his car, and all of a sudden, Jess leaves too. So I'm like, bet. It's just me and Shorty. So I'm still in the front seat, right? Because I had to start the car. It's cold outside. I had to start the car and stuff. I was fiddling with the music, right? You know, changing stuff, whatever. I was in the front seat, right? So I go to the back, right? Because she told me to come back to the back. So I'm just sitting in the back. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking, whatever. Kind of sitting close to each other. We're just talking. I'm like, yo, she's kind of like shy. I don't know what my role is here, but you know what I'm saying, I just keep talking, making her laugh. You know what Kai says, if you make, you know what I'm saying, you make a girl laugh and giggle, you know what I'm saying, you make that ass clap and jiggle, you know what I'm saying. Indeed. But like I said, I'm just making her laugh and stuff, just, you know, I'm trying to make her comfortable, you know what I'm saying, because we're just chilling. And all of a sudden, this girl just grabs me and starts making out with me. I'm like, damn, man. So I'm going hard, you know what I'm saying. She's grabbing my face, like she's literally eating my face. And like I said, I was legit. I wasn't really like, I hadn't really done none of this before. Like, it's probably like my second time making out with someone ever in my life. So this is like a new experience for me, but I was doing the best as I can. Like, I was trying to stay afloat over water. So in my head, I'm like, yo, where was all this energy before? Like, I thought this girl was shy. What happened? Anyways, she hops on my lap, you know what I'm saying? She's like gyrating and shit, making out with me, like holding my face. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, we were just sitting across from each other, talking to each other like 45 seconds ago. What just happened? But you know what I'm saying, I'm legit. I've never done any of this before, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bricked. I was nervous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was bricked like Russell Westbrook in the NBA lately. So you know what I'm saying, we're still going crazy. I peek out the corner of my eye and Nate and Jess are just watching us. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on over here? Like, this ain't no view. But anyways, like, we're going at it for probably like 5 to 10 minutes, and she just grabs my hand. I'm like, yo, why she grab my hand for? Like, my hand was doing perfectly fine where it was, you know what I'm saying? I was grabbing the yachts. But anyway, she grabs my hand, she starts moving it towards, you know what I'm saying? I can't even say that. YouTube gonna demonetize me, but I'm not even monetized yet. But they gonna take down my video, and I'm not trying to have that happen. But regardless, you know what I'm talking about, right? Let's just say, I was petting the cat, you know what I'm saying? I was petting the cat. So I'm just like, yo, I'm really doing this right now. Like, this is really crazy to me. I'm like, yo, I'm only like 15, 16. This is crazy. I've never done anything like this before in my life. Anyways, like I said, I'm petting the cat and she's liking it. She's fucking with it, like breathing hard and shit. I'm just like, yo, I must be doing this right. So I start going crazy. And you know what I'm saying? That keeps going on for a little bit. And I'm not going to speak too much about it, but let's just say this middle finger on my right hand needs to be put in a trophy. I forgot to tell y'all this. We had a limited amount of time because, like I said, remember how I said Nate did dance, right? So he had like dance practice or whatever, like later on, it's probably like 8 or 8:30 that he had dance practice. So we had a limited amount of time that we could hang out. So I'm keeping my eye on the clock. I'm like, yo, we gotta stop, you know what I'm saying? Nate gotta go to dance, and I'm not trying to like hold him back from doing that, right? But anyways, so I'm like, yo, we got 5 minutes until Nate's gotta leave. So I'm just, you know, notifying it. I'm just putting it out there. So, you know what I'm saying? We keep doing what we're doing for a little bit longer, and then that's when we get out the car, and that's when I go tell Nate, like, yo, we gotta dip. So I go over to his car. I'm like knocking on the window. I'm like, yo, we can leave now. I know you don't want to be late for dance or whatever. So he's like, all right, bet. So we get out the car, whatever. Mind you, I took my sweatshirt off when I was in the back seat with her, right? Because we were getting so active. So I took my sweatshirt off in the back seat. So I'm just like, okay, let me just go back to the car and get the sweatshirt from the back seat. And Z also has some stuff in the back seat too. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I get out and I go to the front, and I'll go to the front seat, the driver's side seat or whatever, driver's side door. And I go in there and I click the unlock button, right? Click the unlock button and I go back to the back. The door's not unlocked. I go back to the front. I click the unlock button again. Go back to the back. The door's not unlocked. So I just spam the unlock button because it's obviously not unlocking. So I'm like, okay, it's got to be unlocked now. So I close the front door and I go to the back and the door is still locked. You know when something bad happens and you're still in denial about it for a little bit? So you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm just like, I'm saying the car's not locked. There's no way I just locked the keys in the car. Like, there's no way. So I just check my pockets. I'm like, okay, the key's not on me. It's still in the car, but I guarantee you the front door is still unlocked. So I go there, it's locked. I'm like, shit. I check all the doors. They're all locked. Mind you, the car is still running because it's cold outside. We weren't going to sit in the car while it's off. The car is still running. The car is just in parked right now. So I'm checking all the doors. They're still, like, I look crazy right now. Like, I look crazy. I'm going around. I'm checking the doors like 3 times. I'm like, something's got to be wrong. So I check the trunk. You know you're really stressing when you start checking shit that in your mind, you know it shouldn't work, but you're still checking it anyways. So I check the trunk. I check the hood. I'm just looking everywhere for any way to open this car, and nothing's working. Mind you, my sweatshirt's still in the back. Z's sweatshirt's in the back. She's got like a little keychain or something, and her phone is in the back too. So I'm just like, shit, I'm stressing out. I'm just like, yo. So, you know what I'm saying? If I would have taken my pop's car instead of my mom's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we would have been able to have some hope, because I would have been able to go home, you know what I'm saying, grab a spare key, unlock the car, and everything would have been fine and dandy, you know what I'm saying? I had just realized that my sister had lost the spare key for my mom's car a few months prior to this. So I'm just stressed, right? So eventually I just give up, and Nate's like, yo, I can drop you home, you know what I'm saying? You can talk to your parents. I'll drop the girls home, and you know what I'm saying, you could talk to your parents, come back. This wasn't that far from my house. The Boa place was like basically across the street from my house. So I finally just give in. I go home. He drops me home, and I go inside, and this is where like I was the most scared. So I go inside my house, and my mom's just sitting there. I'm like, Mom, I I locked your keys inside of your car, Bob. So I'm just like, yo, she is about to slap the mess out of me. She asked me again, like as if she hadn't heard me the first time. So I repeated, I'm like, Mom, I know it was an accident, but I was trying to unlock the car, but I locked your keys in your car. And she instantly just like, oh my God. She goes off. She's like, I knew I shouldn't have let you take the car. Da da da. You're so irresponsible. Blah blah blah. What are we gonna do? How do you even lock the keys inside the car? Da da da. And I'm like, Mom, the car is running. We don't have time. So whole time while this is happening, this whole like crazy event is happening, my dad is sleeping because my dad used to go to work at like 9 p.m., right? So my dad is upstairs sleeping, or like 9:30 p.m. So he's upstairs sleeping because he would always sleep before he goes to work because he works overnight, right? My mom storms up the steps and wakes up my dad, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, no, bro, no, not Pops. He's sleeping for work, and now I gotta wake him up to go fix a problem that I just created. So he wakes up, he comes downstairs, he asks me what happened. I explain to him what happened, and he's just looking at me like I'm crazy. Both my parents are looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, how did you let this happen? And even myself, like, I'm thinking, like, how did I let this happen? Anyways, me and my dad hop in his car and we drive over there, and we both realize there's like no way, there's no spare key, so there's no way to get into the car unless you call a locksmith. So my dad calls, he's like on the phone. It's probably like an hour that he's on the phone calling locksmiths and stuff, and the guy's like, he finally finds a guy. The guy's like, oh, I'm 40 minutes away, I'm heading towards you right now. He's like, I bet. So this is like the most awkward part of the whole night, because it's just me and my dad sitting in his car right next to my mom's car, and you could just tell that my dad is just furious because he's supposed to be sleeping right now for work, and he's got to sit in the car waiting for a locksmith because his son locked the keys in the car. And like during all this, it started snowing too, so I'm just like looking out the window. I'm just like, yo, this is absolutely the worst that this night could have gone. I'm just looking out the window, and I'm just like, damn, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad. I felt really bad because like my dad's a hardworking guy, like, and he had actually vouched for me this night so that I could even do this in the first place. And basically, I just ruined it for myself and for him because of something stupid. Some decision I made that was stupid. So a locksmith finally gets there, and literally the part that pissed me off is like, it takes the dude like 35 seconds to get back into the car. Literally 35 seconds. I'm like, what? I could have done that. So the dude's like talking to my dad, and I hear him say like, oh, it's like a few $100s. I'm like, bro, what? I'm just looking back like, this man is getting paid a few $100s to do something that took him less than a YouTube ad takes. So my dad's like, all right, he pays the guy, whatever. And I get back in the car, and I'm trying to like tell my dad like I'm sorry and like trying to explain, but like not that much. I was so embarrassed that like nothing came out of my mouth. I was just like, Dad. And I kind of think he could tell that like I felt bad and I was sorry about the situation, but I couldn't really convey my emotion into words. So he was just like, all right, just hop in the car and drive home. So I'm just like, okay. But the whole thing about this ordeal that made me feel bad about it is that the fact that my dad wasn't really like that mad. Like he didn't really like, when my dad's mad, you know he's mad like about something. And this whole time he didn't even seem that mad. He just seemed annoyed and disappointed, and that's what really made me feel bad. So, you know what I'm saying, I drive back home, and my dad gets home first, and he just runs inside, grabs what he needs for work, because by this point he's already late for work, right? So he probably had already talked to his boss or whatever, and he's gonna be late for work because of this whole situation, right? So he runs inside, grabs his work bag, and on his way out is when I'm going in, and I try again. I'm trying to like say I'm sorry, apologize for the whole night, and nothing comes out, and he's just like, whatever, man, we'll talk about it later. And he just hops in his car and goes to work. And I go inside, and my mom is just like furious. Like, she's just like, how did you let this happen? You know your dad was, you know what I'm saying, sleeping for work, and I didn't want you to go anyways, da da da. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the worst night of my life. So I go upstairs, right? And I go back to my room, and I'm just like, damn. I'm holding Z's stuff as I go inside, right? I'm folding it up because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, let them know that I was hanging out with girls, because it was obviously a girl sweatshirt. So I fold it up, I walk upstairs with her stuff, and I'm in my room, and I get a text message. And it's a text message from Jess's phone. And she's telling me like, yo, Z needs her stuff, you know what I'm saying? She needs her stuff right now. She's about to go over to her mom's or whatever, so she needs it by like tomorrow. And I'm just like, yo, I can't give it to you at school tomorrow. She's like, no, I need it like soon. And I'm just like, all right. So I really had forgotten that I had even had her stuff until now. So I just go back downstairs, and I just walk up to my mom. I'm like, yo, Mom, I need to go give Nate back some of his stuff. He left it in the car. So my mom's just over the whole thing already. She's like, go, I don't care, just go. So I'm just like, all right. I hop in the car. This is like already like the worst night of my life for me. So I whip over to Z's place, tell her to come outside. I give her stuff. She's like, I'm sorry you had such a bad night. Da, da, da. I'm just like, whatever. I give her a hug, and I whip back home, leave the keys on the counter, and I'm just like, yo, what just happened? So I'm laying in my bed, and I'm just like, this is like the worst night ever. I just want to forget that this ever happened. And I already know, like, I just ruined me getting the car ever again, basically, or at least for a while, until they forget this even happened. I basically just ruined me getting the keys for the car ever again. But the thing that's crazy about the story doesn't come until the next day. So the next day I'm talking to Nate. Me and Nate are talking, and we're just going over the night, and I was just like, yeah, bro, last night was a crazy night. Da da da. So we're just talking over the night. And I'm just like, he's like, oh, did you get any play? I'm like, yeah, I have some play, whatever, but we had to stop because you had to go to dance practice. And he was like, oh no, I called my mom already and canceled. Like, I knew I was gonna be late anyway, so I was just like, I wasn't gonna be there that night. In my head, I'm like, yo, if I would have known that he canceled, this night would have went very differently. We would have never stopped getting active, you know what I'm saying? We would never stop getting active, which wouldn't have forced me to, you know what I'm saying, go to the front to unlock the car to get the stuff from the back. And like, all that stuff probably would have never happened in the first place, and I probably would have went home, you know what I'm saying, a way happier person without ruining my reputation as a son. But, you know, even at the time, with all the stress that I put myself and my parents through, I realized that there is going to be a time in the future where I can look back at the situation and, laugh at it. And, that time is now. And I thought it was, a good idea to share this story with you because I think it's funny. And hopefully you guys think it is too. But I mean, I guess there's really no lesson or moral to this story. I guess the moral to the story is, when you get stuff that's somebody else's, try to be careful with it. And, have fun. If you're a teenager watching this, have fun. Your teenage years are only so long, especially in your high school years. So when you're in high school, they only last so long. So have fun, make mistakes. I mean, Lord knows I made a lot. But yeah, this is just a story time that I wanted to share with you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. And like I said, we're on the grind to 1K, so hit that subscribe button. We recently hit 500. I forgot to talk about this. Yo, thank you guys so much for 500 subs. That is halfway to my goal right now, and it's just crazy, like, that there was times that I wasn't even thinking that I was gonna hit, 50 subs or 100 subs, and I'm at 500 right now. It's just so crazy to think about it, and it's gonna be crazy looking back at this in the future when I hit 1K, but I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support, especially on my last few videos. I put a lot of work into these videos, so I really appreciate you guys' support. But yeah, like I said, hit that like button if you liked, the subscribe button if you want to keep tuning in. Oh yeah, also hit that bell icon if you want to know when my videos upload. But in case you just want to remember it, I guess, I drop a video every single day at 12 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, 12 p.m. look out every single day. And yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna see you guys when I next see you guys. Deuces.